G'day ladies and gents. It feels like it's been forever since I've done a YouTube project. Probably because the last one you saw was Sumo's Challenges and I edited that, re-edited that quite a while ago. So the last one I actually made was the how to turn resin video. That feels like forever ago. But my anniversary is coming up and I'm a maker, so I don't want to buy something. I'm gonna make something. Very early on when I started this YouTube channel, I think episode 7, we tried a Valentine's Day project that was making wooden flowers. In that project, I showed you guys these. Now this is a rose that I made years ago, back when I lived in Alice Springs, and it's made of beer cans and wire fencing. So I'm gonna use this in today's project. My partner also loves Disney, so what I'm thinking is we're gonna do a bit of a Beauty and the Beast rose in the vase thing that it's in. But we're not gonna use a vase because that wouldn't be making anything and I can't do glass blowing here. So we're gonna use resin instead. So she's not gonna be able to open it up, but it's gonna be a cool project. It's gonna be a clear casting around here and we're gonna have a burl base at the bottom. So let's see if we can create something Disney worthy. Just quickly, before we kick off, I don't want to hear any judgment in the comments down below about the state of my workshop. The place is chaos, I know it, you know it, you're gonna see it, but it is what it is. I've been extremely busy these last couple of weeks doing custom orders. I've got a bunch of wood in here for a project that you're probably already going to have seen before you see this video. Maybe you won't have seen it yet. I don't know, but I'm working on a lot of things all at once, so bear with me when it comes to the mess. Now, let's get going. So I've had a slight change of heart here. I think I'm actually gonna paint the top of the burl. I'm just thinking I want to give it a little bit of that mystery, mystic kind of look. I don't know, what would you call it? Anyway, I'm gonna go with some white pigment in UV resin and I'm also gonna add some interference gold in there, I think, just to give it a bit of a flicker. Try and add another level to this. All right, champions, we are in the pressure pot now. I am a little bit nervous about this pour. As you saw from the shot before, and possibly from the thumbnail, I don't know if I'm gonna use that one yet or not, but this pour is 180 mil deep. That's just over 7 inches, in case you don't know how to measure. So even for a deep pour resin, that is an extremely deep pour. This perfect cast stuff that I'm using specifies on the bottle to go a maximum of 50 mil deep, which is around 2 inches. I guess we'll see what happens. Now that's the same deep pour resin I used when I made the Huntsman cup, this one up here. And in that pour, I think we went about 160 mil deep. So I've got high hopes, but I am nervous. I think when you're using a pressure pot, you can go a bit over the specification because the compressed air in there is quite cold and it keeps the pour cool so that it doesn't overheat, crack, and cause issues. But don't quote me on that. That's just my guess. I've got no idea, really. The only downside to this resin is it's a 7-day cure time. So I'm gonna leave that thing alone in the pressure pot and we're gonna come back to it in a week. But I'm not gonna make you wait for another episode. So let me hit fast forward on my life and I'll see you in a week's time. So I had a few questions when I teamed up a while ago with the beard nod about how that's relevant to what I do. Here's how that's relevant to what I do. My beard gets absolutely filthy doing this stuff, and the beard nod is the only range of products that I trust to keep it looking its best. They didn't sponsor this video, but I just wanted to remind you guys that JD20 will get you 20% off store-wide at thebeardnod.com. So check them out. I've been a customer for years and I'm stoked that we have our own J&D code now that I can share with all of you to help you look after your beard the best way that you can. Well, it took a bit of time, but we got there in the end. This thing looks pretty darn cool. So something pretty incredible happened in the cure process. The resin got that hot that it actually appears to maybe have melted some of the paint. Now this paint is obviously super dry because these roses were made about 4 years ago. But I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera. You can sort of just see there, the red swirl in there. Now there's a few of those in there which has sort of caused a little bit of a yellowing look. But it's not the resin yellowing, it's actually bursts of red just seeping through there. Pretty cool. I never anticipated that to happen at all. Now you saw me finish this up with Tripoli Ultra Shine and then Shellac Wax. What you didn't see was I wasn't quite happy with that, so I sanded it all off, went through the whole process again, except I didn't use Tripoli and Shellac Wax this time. I went with the micro mesh pads, then I hit it with some Yorkshire Grit Microfine, and then after cutting the tenon off, I put a little bit of food safe oil on the bottom. So the biggest question lingers. Is it Disney worthy? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this one. Now halfway through this build, this whole workshop altered, and that's because I started this project weeks ago, then took on the massive task of building my brand new outfeed table. If you haven't seen that, that's a 2-part series, and I'll link it just up here because this thing is absolutely epic. If you like this bit of turning, guys, I've got a video teed up right here that I think you'll really enjoy. And I've also got a playlist right here that I know you're gonna love. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. And until next time, I will see you later.